Yo, it's Misha Dex and
Your boy Keymon. Damn, what is going on? This is gonna be our thing. Like, like you got something you want to say? Do I owe you any money? Like what? Like what's going on?
first of all, why did you start so high and then drop it? Yo,
Oh,
what was
I
that?
don't know.
You want no for
Well,
real.
maybe because you wearing all this murder black today. Damn. Okay. All right. Anywho, how you feeling, Q?
Today was a good day.
Yeah. Okay. Well, looks like it. Ice Cube.
No, I just
the same wig from.
the wig. This you gotta stop. When I do wear the wig, you're not supposed to.
You gonna pull it off it?
That's
Oh,
crazy.
Camera.
Dang, do you want to?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Moving on. All right. And how you feeling then?
No, I'm good. I got some things that I'm waiting to pan out for me and see where it's going. Whoa.
Oh, can
All right.
Can we give an update on? You back somebody up?
I took down a few sons. Just playing. See, you don't be really wanting those answers and stuff you be asking.
Anything new that you like to share? Any progress?
Like
you said, like, because I know when we talked about it when I asked, we talked about you might have to take the initial step across the bridge to make something happen. So have you done
I ain't
that
taking
lately?
nothing but trips.
Okay. All right. So you haven't taken that anyways.
A lady never tells, first off. So I guess we'll never know that at the end of that result.
Okay.
Anyway, this is not going to be that. We are not going to use every fifth episode to bring up my dating.
Well, I thought since you gifted me with that pen, I just thought I asked about your
Pause. Rule number 1, don't ask shit about who I'm dating. Number 2, if you meet him, you didn't. Rule number 3, back to rule number 1.
But seriously, how you doing?
Oh, okay. I
was just joking.
No, I'm good. I'm finding myself in a space to be really creative lately. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for an opportunity to come full circle for me to do some development for a future program. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm chill. Like, I know there's so much, like I said last episode, there's so much going on in the world. I'm just trying to find pockets of peace and dwell in that because,
peace pocket.
Yeah, peace. Because I'm looking at the news. I'm looking at things that's happening, and again, I don't want to make this an opening every week, but you can't help but what's going on. And one of the stories that really got me was. What?
No, I was just laughing honestly because I just thought back, like, I don't think I've seen anything that's been positive in these last 3 months.
Dang.
Like it's crazy.
Wait, so let's scratch this opening. Let's hear that.
No, I'm just saying, obviously with everything that's going on, political side, just everything is just like, I don't think like the positivity stuff don't get highlighted, and it's been overshadowed by all the unfortunate things that's been happening. So that's why I laughed, but I giggled so much where it actually made you feel like I was laughing at you. But no, I get it because I'm exhausted.
No, that's real, and that's why I said I find myself creating these moments and sitting in them, right? So I'll tell you a funny story. Like I was saying on the last episode, I talked about my god niece having her dedication, and so my god sister told me the night before through text, like, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, right? The family's wearing white, and I was sitting there going, I ain't wearing no white. That's not how that works, right? Mm-hmm. But I also didn't have anything for me church worthy that was white to wear, right? So the next morning, we're talking on her way to come get me, and I was like, just FYI, I'm not wearing white. No disrespect, but if that means I can't be in the family picture because I'm not, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And so she was like, well, and I was like, plus that was kind of last minute to tell me.
Yeah.
And she says, no, everybody knows that you wear white for baptisms. I said, no, everybody don't.
Yeah.
Like, everybody has their own experience, and your experience has been y'all wear white, but it's technically the person being dedicated that wears white, right? So we went back and forth for a minute. I just kept saying, just say that's your experience. That hasn't been mine, right?
Yeah.
We get to the doggone church. We ain't even parked. We pulled up to the church. The father's parents had on all black. When I tell you, because you said you ever had nothing that made you laugh. Yeah. When I tell you, that was the biggest, like, you know how you don't have to say I won the argument?
Yeah.
So then we get in the church. One of the uncles is leading the praise team. He got on all white, right? But he got on a green shirt on top of it. The next uncle come in, he got on all black. And then the parents come in of the baby, of my niece. My sister Antalia come in. She got on a black sweater.
So do you think they didn't have anything, or do you think that
again
they didn't
back
know?
To my point? That was her experience. And so
I didn't know that either.
Right. So when she when everything was over, we were leaving church. I didn't have to bring it up. I'm just giggling. She goes, and mind you, I'm in the picture. So she the only one that wore white with the baby. So on the way out, she was like, I know you was over there laughing. I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
She said, you're right. That was my own experience. So back to not seeing stuff. Again, that didn't turn into no fight, right? Where people, because some people be so strong on what their opinion is. It didn't turn into a fight. What it did was it turned into a teachable moment for both of us. My teachable moment is I can't take away what her experience being. Her moment could possibly be there's more than one way to see how people dress at dedications. But the biggest part was a good laugh.
Yeah. And I think that's a good point in terms of for me not. Because at times, like you project your experience on people, and with that, you also get frustrated that they're not responding to your experience that you had with something. So you definitely have to be mindful of that because it is a real thing.
No, it is.
It is a real thing.
But you also, because of what's going on in the world, do I really want to be beefing about not wearing white or an outfit? It's like we also have the opportunity to create these moments that are teachable and funny. Like we'll forever, when she look back at this episode, she gonna be like, probably gonna be like, I can't believe you brought that up. But at the same time, it lets her know for sure on my end, it was all up, right? And it was a good way. And we had a dope day that day, but it gives us an opportunity to go back to have something to laugh at. And I'd rather those moments over the combativeness where it's like somebody has to be wrong. Somebody has to be right. In that case, she was right about her experience.
And two, I think that takes me back into like being flexible with life. Right? Because although the uncles, everyone were black, but the flexibility in that was last minute. Maybe your budget didn't set you off to even be able to afford to go out and buy something that was all white for the occasion or whatever the case may be. Because I feel like not everyone, I keep using everyone.
Sometimes
it's survival mode right now because the world is so double dutch. You just don't know what's coming next, and so I wouldn't even say that to a scarcity mindset. It's just the reality of the reality. Like that's just it is what it is.
First of all, there is so many rich analogies off of double dutch alone. First of all, everybody can't jump in double dutch.
Yeah,
I had that. That was my. I be waiting to get in. Okay, sorry. Everybody can't jump double dutch, right? Not only that, not everybody can do the ropes, right? The coordination. And then the other analogy is what happens when you get hit with it. Right? Like if we're using double dutch as this analogy and like the jumping in, the jumping out, I can't even jump in. Some people are better at it, and that's life. Like some people can't jump into life. Like I have said this on this platform so many times. There are people with not one person to talk to, to vent to. And life does have these moments where you're going to find yourself having to jump into it, whether it's burying your parents, whether it's losing your job, whether it is balancing out health issues versus what your kids need, right? Like think about single parents who are hit with a chronic disease. And now, I mean, I lived one. Like, you know, I think about my mom's journey when she was battling cancer. And at the time, not understanding why so many community people were stepping in, but also those moments when nobody stepped in.
Yeah.
And so like that, and sorry, like you said, double dutch, it just took me to a place of everybody can't do it.
Yeah. Nope, not at all.
Like you seeing, I'm sure you've seen it, where you got people committing suicide left and right because they cannot do it. Or they just don't want to face what comes with that sacrifice.
The embarrassment that comes with it. And that's a tough one. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, because once you do it, it's done.
Yeah.
You know?
No, well, and some people just don't like. I think we carry this persona of who we are for so long, and when you are confronted with something that makes you, it can be embarrassing for a lot of folks. Oh, I've been this way for so long, but this hit me. I don't know how to handle it. It goes out.
Because that's how you know you weren't showcasing it for the right reasons. You were showcasing it for the approval, to be held at a platform level of this is me, this is what I bring, this is what I'm associated with. And I feel like that is the demise before it even happens, because now you're going to get tested on that. I truly do believe the way you present yourself to the universe is, and not just present it, right? But the intention about the presentation is how you're going to be tested.
Yeah. But who determines?
I'm ready.
The
test?
Yeah.
Who created it? Created life. I think the higher power. Like, there's moments where, prime example, back to, I wasn't going to do it, but now I'm going to do it.
Transformers.
No. During my niece's dedication, the pastor had a message that I said to myself, I know it's going to be a message for me. And the message was about how you can present as the same person, but when you have given yourself over to God and you made that commitment, even though you look the same, you're not the same inside anymore. And so people have this idea of who you're supposed to be because of who they associate your face to, but now not your heart. My heart has changed, my mindset has changed, but you still see the physical part. And I think a lot of times when people are healing and going through these transformations in their life, people around them only see the outer, outer appearance, but in reality, their inner appearance is more present, but you're not paying attention to it.
But that also goes back to people having access to or not even having access, but actually, I guess, curious, right? Like, because if you're curious, you gonna ask about me and what I'm doing, what has changed.
But if you're paying attention to my come up before I gave my life or before I changed my mindset, so you're not watching how I'm moving now. If you was counting my dollars and the way I'm looking in this way, right? Because I'm flashy, I'm doing that. You paying attention to that. So now I'm flashy in a different way. I'm flashy in a way that you see how my blessings are showing up. Not my chain shining, my blessings in life.
Yeah, but they would still have to have access to that.
Right, but if you're not, it's not that you're changing who you're around, it's changing how you show up.
Okay.
So it's not that you even have to cut access. One thing I am very big on if you ain't supposed to be in the mix, God will find a way to remove you. That's I can tell you on, but I don't even want to call people out. There are
call them out.
First of all, the fact that we did this, you are bringing closer to me. You on the healing journey that I've been started. And
no,
now,
I started a long time ago.
I started before you.
I started before you.
Put that on your mama. No, for real. I'm not even gonna combat that. What I'm saying is like, sometimes once you do the work, the extra work that you would normally do, you probably wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Because now people can stand with you because now you guys are eye level, or people will be tired of doing this.
Yeah.
Trying to reach you. You know what? Forget that. Because they can't see it, and you don't even have to, because you're doing the work already. So I don't think you have to always do the work to remove yourself. It just happens organically.
Yeah.
You agree with me?
I agree.
Look at the camera.
I agree. I always agree with you. It probably just sounds like I don't, but I agree. I agree with you 80% of the time.
Okay, we gotta move that to 90.
No, but 80.
No, but again, I really do. I'm gonna give you flowers on that. Bringing up the double dutch analogy really hit home for me because of the fact that we hear a lot of these sayings like everybody can't come, and cliches. All these cliches. But then when you really at a level where everybody can't come, it ain't as easy as it said.
Yeah.
Because you'll be sitting there like, dang, everybody
really can't come. Yeah.
And now you're thinking about who ain't there to celebrate you.
Yeah. Who
ain't there to pat your back. Like, no, this will come with it.
And sometimes it's not even based off, anything going wrong in that moment. As we know, life, everyone has, a lot of people have kids now, so we're floating in a lot of directions. Because I know, folks who their whole weekends are taken up because their kids in sports.
How about I ain't got no kids? My weekends are taken up because of kids.
Yeah, exactly. But but that again, that's going back to the flexible piece. Like, are you flexible with the person who's standing in front of you, to the left of you, to the right of you, just like you want them to be flexible with you?
No, most definitely. I know that flexibility is not as, again, we can say something that's quick, but when it's time to act in it, it feels like a longer process, right? And even flexibility being the friend that don't have kids. Like, I can honestly say I don't get frustrated when my friends' kids be talking to them when we on the phone. Because my mind is, you're a mother before you're my friend, right? Yeah. Or when people be like, look, I'm not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. My baby ain't slept last night.
Yeah, it's join the party.
And I'm sitting there thinking like, that makes sense. Yeah. And so, but a lot of times, this is why certain circles can't mix. It's because you don't have that in common. Yeah. But having something in common doesn't always, it could just be common sense.
Yeah, and I want to bring this up because it threw me off guard. But it was a beautiful thing. So one of my boys, he's actually getting married, and one of the bridesmaids dropped out, and I guess I was going to be the fourth groomsman or whatnot, but it was based off pecking order, like who he knew the longest or whatever the case may be. And mind you, I didn't have no clue that he was even considering me or whatever the case may be. But I get a phone call from him, and he's like, "Man, I just wanted to call and say, I apologize for, but you were included." And I'm like, "Damn, well, damn, like that was an honor." Like, because one, again, I wasn't thinking about it. And two, the fact that he felt like he owed me that conversation, just kind of validate, like, not that I questioned our relationship, right, but just like, hey, damn, okay.
So that's crazy. So, oh my goodness, there's so many ways I want to talk about that, because those highlighted moments are like really like fairy tales, right? We know the reality of how true it is. The fairy tale is How many moments have you ever had like that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
They're far and in between.
Yeah.
It's always understanding the intentionality of who is talking to you.
Yeah.
The other night, I was on the phone with one of my mentors, and I was giving her the rundown. We hadn't talked in a minute, and I was just giving her the rundown. And I mean, like, I felt my blood pressure rising as I was giving her updates and the rundown. And then I was like, hello? Hello? I was like, damn, she fell asleep.
Did she?
Right? So I hang up the phone, and immediately I said, God, take this feeling of feeling like I'm not loved away. Because in the moment I was like, dang, she really fell asleep. So I prayed on it, and then I texted her. I said, you must have fell asleep. It's all good. I know it was a lot. I'll talk to you later. She replied back. I said, hold on.
Oh.
She was like, I didn't hang up on you, sweetheart. So 2 minutes later, she called me back. She said that was my mom calling. She's going through some medical stuff.
Yeah.
She said, but I was so quick to say hold on and click at the same time.
Yeah.
You must have missed it. We stayed on the phone a whole hour after that. And all I was thinking is, I'm glad I prayed about it, and I made sure my message wasn't passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just gonna fall,
Yeah.
And then we got on the phone like nothing happened. And it was no apology needed on either end.
Yeah.
It goes back to knowing why you're my mentor, why you mentored me, why your boy had you in mind for his wedding, and how he felt like it. I love when you have people that don't treat you like a prop.
Yeah.
Like I can literally remove a remote control off the table and think that remote control has no emotion, no thought. It's just meant to be moved around. We're not objects.
Yeah.
We are blood pumping humans.
That's true.
And our minds can spin and spiral, but it's also based on how much we've healed. Because you could have took that like that. He didn't want me in his wedding, no way.
Nah.
Or I could have not texted her and ignored her if she called back. Like, nah, you fell asleep on me.
Like don't try to wake up now. What did I say? What was the last thing you said? You heard? Nah. Yeah.
I love that for you though, because I don't think everybody
I never been in a wedding.
You could be my best.
Dang. I never been a groomsman, so so when I heard that, I was like, dang, that was my opportunity. But again, though, it's the appreciation that comes with it, because he didn't owe me that phone call.
I never knew you weren't in a wedding before.
No, well, actually, let me take that back. I was in my cousin's wedding.
Go on and apologize to me.
I apologize. But yeah, I was in my cousin's wedding.
So outside of family.
Yeah, outside of family.
Yeah.
Outside of family.
Yeah, I mean, my cousin Jasmine, boy, she held me to a childhood promise. Because I became ordained, so I could just be the officiant. I've never been that type to be like, ooh, I'm gonna be in all these weddings. And since then, I feel like
a lot. It's a lot. It is.
It unlocks. Once people see you doing it, they're like, Misha.
Yeah. It is.
I mean, I'm about to be a maid of honor in September, and that's different because that comes with a different standard. Yeah.
You gotta bring it. How many?
I think it's 6 of us.
It's just 6.
Yeah, but there's a matron of honor, so that surpasses maid of honor. But
that's gonna be a good pot of different opinions and.
Yo, I'm chill as long as you just leave me the hell alone. Like just first of all, I don't do heels, so we got that established, right? I can do a good little wedge, little pump, little baby.
What they call them, kitten heels?
Hey. I can't even do kitten. I need to do mitten. Hey, but one thing I can say is I can rock the hell out of a dress. You just gotta give me the flexibility with the shoes. But again, positive conversations that can lead to something. Like I said, my sister, we had that conversation about the all white. My mentor, thinking the phone hung up, like meaning thinking she fell asleep on the phone.
And not just being so reactive to them type of moments, right? Like actually like, hey, she probably been tired if she would have fell asleep. And that's like, and then you just said, it sounded like the way, what I'm hearing is that you didn't even come up for air when you was just giving her a
again.
rundown.
I know it was a lot. It was a lot, and I'm admitting that. And I knew when we initially got on the phone and I started talking to her. I said, we haven't talked in so long, and you're asking about certain things. And like when you, I'm a person that is going to follow your flow.
Yeah.
So if you call me and you're surface, I'm gonna stay there with you.
Yeah.
But then when you get to digging and be like, so look, what's going on with X, Y, Z, 1, 2? I'll before I proceed, because that's where I'm at in life. I'll say, "Are you sure?"
You want to ask that question?
What,
you want to hear the answer?
Yeah. And she said, "Yeah, I ain't talked to you in months, and I feel like, I need to hear an update because we were supposed to plan this trip to Greece, and I was like, I'm gonna have to put that on hold right now." But anyway, I can admit that, and that's the thing I do love about the Trey Misha that's sitting here is that I am very intentional and mindful, and I'm always trying to look for an opportunity to have conversations that are either you walk away healed or with a better understanding. And when you know your people, you know what questions to ask, and you know when an argument about to come, and you're not trying to have it.
So I got a question for you. With this dark hat, change the subject. What? Because I know your last episode you had the red hat with the pen, with the gold pen. What color pen would you put on the hat?
Because it's white. Gold? No.
Okay.
Nope. I would not do gold, and that's why it's
yellow.
Nope. No.
Okay.
I mean, well, the reality is, because when you said gold, I'm thinking you're talking about metal.
Because that was a pen on your last hat. Last week's episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So with this one, it could be, if it's going to be a color, I wouldn't go metallics. So if I did metallics, it would be more silver.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I wouldn't do gold with this. Especially because the brim is gray.
Okay.
So that's a me thing, right? But like if I wanted to do colors, I could do any colors. I could do orange, I can do red. If, like I said, if we're not dealing with metallics, but
I don't know, it just stood out. I was like,
It's plain today?
Yeah. No, well, it's not plain. I like the hat, but I was just wondering what color pen would you have?
It really depends. Like one thing about fashion is like for me,
it's all mood. Well, it's mood.
It's definitely mood. Like I was feeling real stripey, right? Yeah. And this is a man shirt. First of all, I love cross dressing.
Is that from Urban?
You always in my closet. Don't tell people where I shop. They ain't gonna be looking for me. No. Actually, this is from Amazon. I wanted a gray tone because I got these shorts that have houndtooth, and I like mixing patterns to see how it pop off. So I was like, stripes with houndtooth would look. You know what houndtooth print is? No. Okay, I got you. So I just wanted to play around with it, and that's what I did. I put it with some cool gray Jordans, and rocked it. So
I have
a hat.
Do you feel like you're a good drawer? Like you can draw?
I think I have a good sketching ability for sure.
Okay. So let's do this for our next episode.
Oh Lord, don't hold me to it, people.
No, let's come back with some type of drawing. I want to say drawing or poem, whatever that that you felt for the week.
A poem,
a drawing, or something,
so,
or
and
create.
And you gonna do that too?
I'm gonna do the same thing.
What you gonna do?
We gotta go based on how we're feeling for the week.
I'm just making sure you didn't make this up and you already had it.
No.
Okay.
No. Definitely. Let's do that.
You got my gears. Like, what would I bring to the next episode? I wish
that can be a personal letter to yourself. It can be whatever, but it has to be something where you use your hands to create.
So I can type it. That's just my
no. I mean, you can type it. You can type it as well. But okay. Let's take it back to old school. Okay. Let's just take it back to old school.
Handwritten. Okay. What inspired that thought just now? What was it that brought that? Because that was kind of abrupt, but I appreciate it.
Well, one, we talked about prompts, and then I think we talked about also the world just being wild right now. So creating something that combats that I think put you in your safe place, like the safe place that you create for yourself.
Interesting. One of my friends, the one who I'm actually in her wedding in a few months, she gifted me a book this week.
Oh, nice.
And but the book is a 30-day self-help book. I'm not going to bring that to the space, but I think that's interesting because this is going back to alignment, when your friends be on the same page but not in the same chat.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you bringing that up.
Yeah.
You know, and then me and my other friends are always talking about ways to reinvent happy spaces.
Yeah.
So, okay.
All right. Deal.
Yep. I'm gonna be better. Mine's gonna be better than yours.
It ain't about
I'm messing with you.
It's not about
why me.
With that being said,
because that's not even you can take it.
But no, because you want. Okay, go ahead. Well, I'm waiting.
Tell the people you love me.
First of all, no.
See, we can't end like this. I love you, Keymon.
I love you. Okay, let's come on.
With that being said, why be negative?